It's kind of cold for that. Whoa! You sunk.
Okay.
What do you think? So we're up here in the Great White North, aren't we? No, we're not in Canada, eh? All right. Ready?
Yeah.
Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Jeremy.
I'm Angela.
And we're living the dream homestead. So, we got a little bit of an announcement. We've been waiting to say anything since October?
October. A little bit before then.
Go ahead.
So you probably noticed we've not had any really recent videos, not showing much of our property, our cabin. I mean, it's not a secret. We're in our cabin now. We're out of the fifth wheel.
Yes, ma'am. So, we kind of alluded that we got some help. A TV show came out here and helped us. We were selected by the Raneys from Homestead Rescue on Discovery, and they came out here and they helped us with a lot.
A lot.
We can't tell you everything yet. This is just to kind of get you to know that the show's coming up.
We're tentatively scheduled for February 20th.
2020.
That's Thursday, 8 p.m. on the Discovery Channel.
Well, 8 p.m. Pacific.
Yeah.
We're Pacific, so doesn't matter what time it is for
Yeah.
you guys. Anyway, check out Discovery Channel. Go watch our episode. And as soon as that episode airs, we got a lot of footage we're going to show you.
Yeah, some behind the scenes stuff. I'm so excited to show off what they've done. It's been so hard. I mean, I can't even really, besides really close family and really close friends, we haven't really been able to say anything. We got to go ahead to...
Yep. And it was hard to film stuff. I mean, that's why our videos have kind of been...
few and far between. Old footage.
It's hard to shoot footage and not show stuff that they've done because they did a lot of work.
Yeah.
So, but I have some behind the scenes and I have some footage that I did shoot that I just haven't aired yet. But hopefully you guys will like our episode. Share this out. Let people know this is coming up. Let them know that we've got that we're on an episode of Homestead Rescue and I
cry a lot.
Yeah, she cries a lot.
Not usually, but
I cry a lot too. We both cry a lot.
We cried.
There's some crying in this episode, so don't hold it against us.
We're crybabies.
It was worth every minute. It was a great experience. Thursday, February 20th, 2020. Get out there and start living your dreams.
Bye.
This place is dangerous, and it may be the last place you would want to live.
We had to live in the cabin during the winter. We would freeze to death.
I've got a little over 100 chickens.
100 chickens?
Get that bit? That's pretty wild. This is insane. I never expected this. Your whole floor is resting on that. I pretty much almost killed my family.
Ta-da!
Me again?
It's you again.
So soon?
So soon.
Oh.
It seems like only yesterday.
Yeah, because you're saying Tuesday. I'm not on the screen, nor do they hear me. Yeah. Well, welcome to a special edition of our Monday Night Live.
Very special edition.
Yeah. A lot of folks were asking us last night what's going on tomorrow, and we never said a word.
You guys did really good at
So, I
not
think,
spilling the beans. I love it.
yeah, so I think this is going to be cool. If, for those of you who don't know, our guests will be on Homestead Rescue Thursday night.
2 days.
The first episode, I know a lot of them, they have more than one episode, so make sure you have your TVs ready or however you watch it. I think it's going to be great, especially when it's one of ours, quote unquote.
Well, and let me just inject another little tidbit into here. Don't anybody go anywhere. Don't anybody get upset saying, geez, we don't have cable. Because you will be able, if you can stream a YouTube video, you will be able to watch this on your phone or computer. And we will let you know how that can be done.
Yes, Narrowway Farms, there is a way
tonight
to watch it without TV. Yep.
Absolutely.
And Mr.
I don't
Magagi,
have TV.
yeah, Mr. Magagi of the IT world will tell you how to do it.
Yeah, we will let y'all know that later, but geez, I don't want to tell you now and then maybe you'll just run away or something. You gotta stick around for a while. We're gonna have a good time here.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you guys hear us okay? That's my next question.
Walker Farms asking Daryl, they're new to this channel, and what's happening?
What's happening?
Yeah, they're new to the channel, so they're asking what's happening.
Okay. Well, this is a special edition of our Monday Night Live. Our Monday Night Live is where we take the time to chat with a channel, typically in the homesteading genre, but not necessarily. We've had professional cooks. We've had some big-time preppers. We've had little tiny channels. We've had great big channels. We've had channels with over 500,000 subscribers on our show to share with you folks for an hour or so what's happened in their lives. We will open up the phone lines later. You'll be able to call in and ask them questions directly, ask us questions. It's just kind of an informal, because obviously we don't have a big enough dinner table for everybody to sit around. We just kind of meet this way, and everybody grab your coffee or beverage of your choice, sit back, have a good time. You can learn a lot. There's a lot of great people in here. All the people you see running around there with the little green on their names, those are all members of our channel. You'll also see some people running around here with in blue.
Yeah, have no fear, Nathan is here.
Yeah, carrying a wrench around, and those are our mechanics. All the blue ones with the wrenches, those are our mechanics. If something goes wrong,
They show the troll the door.
They tweak things as necessary. So also go show them some love too. They're all wonderful people. So that's pretty much what's going on here. Except tonight we have a real special guest. We have a channel from somewhere way out in the northwest, almost into the ocean. I think I'm not sure how far they are away from the ocean, but they're in a different time zone. We have to time warp to get to them. I mean, it's still in the middle of the day over there. So because of that, we only have half of them here. But we don't know.
Carrie says no green names on cell phones.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what she said.
I'll be darned. But do they get the little smudge?
That I don't know. Carrie, do you see any of the names with a blue with a smudge next to them on your phone?
Names these gardens.
Very interesting. Okay. Well, anyway, our guest tonight, Jeremy and Angela. Angela is not yet home, and if she gets home before we have to leave, she'll join us. But Jeremy is here, so we're gonna bring him out, let him out of the green room, and put him on the screen here. And so, Jeremy, say hi to folks. Tell them what's new in your area. What's going on with you?
Not a lot. TV shows coming out. That's kind of weird. So we're in a cabin.
So you're about to be a TV celebrity.
I don't know about that, but we were on a TV show. I don't know if I'll be a celebrity or not.
Well, there's an awful lot of us here that have not been on a TV show.
Well, you beg to differ. I mean, you got a YouTube channel, so that's a TV show in itself, isn't it? With this day and age, anyway.
Could be. So anyway, can you share with us what led up to this adventure that you are going through? And just to let everybody in the room know, what happened with them kind of happens, I think, on a little bit smaller scale with some other folks around here. There is a channel out of Wisconsin that well, I know it's Prep Setter Bob, but I'm trying to
Big family.
Yeah, well, it's Prep Setter Bob and the something Roadshow.
Self-reliant.
Self-Reliant Roadshow. Okay.
Yeah, Representative Bob Self-Reliant Road. That's him.
And they travel around. They spend anywhere from a few days to maybe a week helping out at various homesteads. And so I'm going to say that's maybe just a little bit smaller scale than what you experienced.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, what he does, it's really cool because he's going around. He's spending his own money too. They've got Discovery Channel money to back them, so there's a bigger budget so they can do bigger builds.
Okay. So and I know you are not allowed to talk a whole lot about what's going on.
I'm gonna be kind of vague, and I really apologize, guys, because there's only so much I can say, and we've got that NDA we're on. But I want to give you guys as much as I can.
So,
if you've checked out our channel, I've posted. This has been like my blitz week of getting all the footage together that builds up to why they had to come out here. Things that we thought were done right did not get done right during our build. I mean, they did, but they didn't. You'll have to watch to see. But
okay, well, can we back up for just a minute?
Sure.
Okay, so you bought the property, right? You purchased the property, or have you had it for a long time, or?
No, so we bought it, and you want the whole rundown? I'll give it all to you.
Yeah, sure, you can do that.
So I worked for a cable company for many years, 18 years of my life, and I'd hurt my back outside of work 20 some odd years ago. Had a back surgery, was good for 10 years. Had a second back surgery about 10 years into, like I was saying, 10 years in. Had my second back surgery, which turned out to be a fusion. They diffused my L4 and my L5 vertebrae. That lasted about, I think, 7 years. And then, so that's kind of the groundwork of my back. We bought the cabin the year before last, as a goal to eventually move here. Our goal was to move here eventually, get our kids out here, everybody build their own little houses, little cabins on it, and live self-sustaining life together, raise livestock and all that. But it was supposed to be like a 5-year plan. We came out that first year after buying the property, and we tore down the cabin. We tore down everything. We ripped it down. We had found a leak in the cabin on the back end where the kitchen was, or I guess you call it a kitchen. It was a dry cabin, but there was a leak in the roof. So we started tearing into it, and that's when we found just a mess of garbage. Rodents, squirrels had been living in here because they'd been vacant for I think 10 or 15 years, only used in the winters for hunting. It's basically a hunting cabin. Let's see, I'll probably lose my train of thought a few times, so you'll have to just keep reminding me, get me on track. So we bought the cabin, we started tearing into it, and found the leaks. So we ripped it down to, my latest video shows, we ripped it down all the way down to the studs. Basically, you just had the 4 walls, the 4 log walls. All the rafters had to come off, everything. From there, I had a lot of buddies come out. I had hurt my back doing the roof tear off with my son. There's nails in this. They were holding these, I guess you call them joists, but they're really weird. I mean, these were not rafters. They were logs. They were trees. They were holding they were the roof. Anyway, these nails were like this long, and they twisted. And trying to tear out, we didn't find it until we were tearing them out. It wrecked my back. I ended up having to have my 3rd surgery. Turned out to need another fusion, my L5S1. I'm sorry, it was L5S1 was the first one, L4, L5 was the last one. So now I've got 2 fusions. And at that point, we had the roof come off. We had the roof off. We had just the deck for the 2nd floor and the walls up. And I had a lot of buddies come out to help get us a roof back on this thing. And we made it before winter hit, the first year. And I had surgery. So then it was just all heal up time after that, is trying to heal up after my back surgery. That didn't heal like it should. My back's still trashed.
Wow.
So,
Well, from what I saw, the floor joists were pretty rotten.
oh yeah, from the teaser trailer. So, well, they teased it so I can give that away. Yeah, the floor joists are rotten. In one of my videos, you'll see me and my son. My cabin, the way it was built in 3 stages, and so there was the original log cabin, then there was a back porch that was added on and enclosed. So that was add on 2, and then the third was they added the lofted area. I mean, by tearing into this, I've found these different add-ons and how it was kind of built. But so that second add-on for the back porch, all that was an open back porch, I'm assuming, because all those logs were rotten. And me and my son ripped all those out. We ripped it back to good wood, or what we thought was good, in the cabin. And so we replaced all that with pressure treated, and that's when, yeah, that's when everything went sideways.
So actually, the cabin was just an old log cabin that was built on dirt. Really?
On dirt. Well, there was cinder block. There's cinder blocks around the perimeter.
Okay. But they weren't down into a footer or anything, were they?
Oh no, this cabin was built probably in the 50s. We found some really cool tin when we were tearing the roof off. There were these tin sheets that were about, I think I got some outside. I could grab one, but they have newsprint on them, and they were all lining the roof, the front porch roof. So I'm keeping all those for interior. That's going to be like my wainscoting stuff. But it's a time capsule because it shows the date like 1974, 1962, and really neat.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, where you live, the frost zone is probably what, 24 inches or so.
Yeah, it's about 2 foot.
I mean, you get cold where you're at.
Yeah, it gets negative numbers quite often.
So a typical building is probably going to have at least 2 foot down, if not 3 foot down, for footers. And you're just kind of
certain points of the property.
Yeah, you're just kind of floating around on top. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me your cabin just dances around 4 or 5 inches every year.
No, it's settled quite a bit. I mean, it's not moving anymore. This has been here so long, and the weight that's been on this, they had 2 roofs on this thing, and they were not light. These are the old thick gauge steel, or not steel. Yeah, I guess it is steel, but
yeah.
We saved all that. It's not like the new metal you get is super thin. This stuff is thick. I mean, it lasts a bomb. Oh. But it did settle a little when we added the second story.
Oh, I bet, yeah.
There's a question here earlier from Legacy Home and Garden. Jeremy, they want to know, did you contact the show or did they contact you?
Guess you have to tune in and see.
I could tell by the way you were stroking your beard that wasn't going to come out.
They had to find out about you, so you had to let them know something. Did you not?
Yeah, we submitted a plea to them at some point.
Okay.
And are the Raneys the same in person as on the show?
100%. 100%. They are the nicest people. They are not the showbiz people you would think they would be, being as popular as they are and as famous as Marty is. Humble people. Hardest working family, man. They work circles around me.
Well, you know, I've watched a couple of those shows, and I think the daughter is pretty much the one that runs the show.
Misty? Yeah. Misty's amazing. My wife just fell in love with her. She is just such a cool lady. She and her husband getting to meet. There's a little behind the scenes. I got to meet a lot of their family, so that was pretty cool.
Cool.
They have a lot of family that's from the area we're in, and they all came up to our property during the build, so they had a little family reunion here.
Okay, well, share with the folks out here where are the Raneys from?
Washington, Idaho-ish, and Alaska, of course.
Okay, so they're they live.
They're northwest. They're pretty much northwest.
But they live in Alaska, don't they?
Yes. Yeah. But they've got family all over. There's family in eastern Washington. There's family in western Washington. There's family in Idaho. And the Raneys did a call out on their Facebook page before they came to our build, asking for friends and family, in the Northwest to get a hold of them because they had a rescue to do, and it was crazy the amount of people they had come show up from their side of the families and stuff.
Well, can you share a little bit about some of the background with the show? How did they develop the idea for this show? And it's been going out for what, 6 seasons? This is the 6th year.
Yeah, we're season 6, episode 10. So yeah.
So how did this originate? Was this all his idea that he did this, and he's the one that kind of sold it to Discovery Channel, or did you guys even get into that discussion?
No, to be honest with you, when we lived in the city before we moved out here, we watched this show all the time. And I always told myself I'm not going to be on that show. I'm going to make sure I do things right so I don't have to call these guys with famous last words. But I'm not sure how he got it started. I know he did like an Amazing Race type show or something like that. Or Iditarod Race or something. I know he did a bunch. He's been doing this before just this show. Marty Rainey has.
Okay.
And I'm sorry, I totally lost the question again.
Well, I mean, was this a brainchild of his, or did it develop?
I believe so. We never got into it, but I believe so.
Okay.
I mean, I was pretty much starstruck. Once they showed up, I was, there's so many things I wish I would have said, done, and asked when he was there, and hindsight's 20/20, and it's like, oh, I wish I would have said that.
Well, I want to know what your emotions were when you found out that they said, okay, this looks like a couple we're going to go help. What were your emotions like? What through your head?
We didn't know until pretty much the week before they showed up.
Is that right?
We still didn't know if we were going to. And literally, I mean, we knew we had an idea, but we didn't know for positive until they actually pulled up in the truck. I mean, it's not real until that happens.
I'm surprised that you didn't have more notice of that you didn't have the opportunity.
We had to sign a bunch of paperwork beforehand, but that was way in advance, and that was just to get to roll the dice.
Mm-hmm. So, pretty much what, you get a phone call and then a week later they're pulled in your driveway.
No, it was a longer process than that.
Well,
I can't really talk much about the process either yet.
Well,
but
we're not.
It's pretty easy.
There's
a lot of emails and a lot of Skype interviews.
Okay. All right.
I mean, it wasn't just like, we called up and sent a video and they said, okay, sign this and we'll come out. There was a lot more to it. Background checks, there's a lot to it.
Okay.
Not everybody that's the other, it sucks because not everybody that needs the help can get the help because of who's doing the help.
Sure. Understand. Well, and obviously it's almost like a lottery. It's like going to the store and buying a lottery ticket, and sometimes you win and sometimes you lose.
It's definitely like a lottery ticket. We felt like we'd hit the lottery and we didn't even buy a ticket for it. We didn't even know.
Well, in a way you did. You played the game. You asked and put yourself out there.
And that was a hard thing to do too.
Trip H Farm is asking, were you able to film with them for your channel?
A little. They frowned upon us filming them constantly, but I was given permission to take some photos and take some little video snippets. So I've got some behind the scenes stuff that I'll be putting out. Sunday we're going to do a live stream, and I'll try and show some of that there. We're going to do a live stream from our channel and do a lot more behind the scenes. We've got some really cool stuff. I'm excited to show off some of the stuff that I know isn't going to make it on the air. They've got to condense what they did in 7 days into 40 minutes or whatever with commercials. So there's a lot that gets left out.
Oh, sure there is. Yeah, you think you got it tough to edit videos? I mean, just look what they do to them.
Yeah, I had the videos and just watching the amount of cameras that they had. I would not want to edit their video footage at all. I want all that extra footage, though. If they don't use it, I would love to have it, but they'll never give it to me. That would be awesome.
Yeah, they not only have B-roll, they have C, D, E, F, and G.
Oh, and so on. they've got B-roll for their B-roll.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah, well, that and the quality of their gear is.
Oh, the drone! Oh, the drone just made me drool. I mean, I've got a little DJI Spark, and I play with that thing, and it's fun, and I get some good footage with it. But they pulled out that Mavic Pro or whatever it was. I mean, or Phantom even. I can't remember what it was, but it's nice, very, very nice.
Well, just their video cameras. I'm sure they were probably using some Reds and some other of the high dollar stuff.
Yeah, I don't know name brands myself. I'm a nerd, but I'm not that much of a nerd. I'm not good enough to own a good camera. I got an iPhone, and I've got like an Osmo or something like that, and that's about it. But yeah, the camera packs they were carrying, those things were massive, and they're running around following Marty like it's nothing.
And in addition to the cameras, I'm sure they also had an audio crew with boom mics and shotgun mics all sitting around. And
Todd's my favorite guy. He was cool. He was our audio guy.
So for the most part, there's the three of them. There's three Raneys that are kind of the stars of the show, if I have it correct. But the crew,
father, daughter, and son.
But the crew that they had there was probably. Now I'm not talking any extra help as far as maybe family that came in just to help on this project. But as far as the film crew and the sound crew and stuff like that, did that add another, 10, 12, 14 people?
That's a good question. See, there was only there's a one of those like RVs, the rental RVs that you can rent, and that's where a lot of sound people and audio video guys, the editors and all that were in there. I didn't get to meet a lot of them or see them often because they were stuck away in that. But as far as who we met in person, as far as the crew goes, I think there was 4 cameramen. And now I got to really think. I think it was 4 cameramen and I know one audio guy, Todd. Todd was the only guy, and he was cool. He was a good guy. Todd was really nice. Sandman's the best, though. He was the cameraman. He's the guy that's been with Marty the entire time.
So now that you've been through this experience, would you do it again? Yeah, I would. I'd prepare myself a little better, and I would hope it wouldn't be for this show. I would hope that I wouldn't need the help, if I was doing some other kind of show or something. But I mean, looking back and in the position we were in and what they got us to, I would do it again all day long, every day, all day. They put us in such a better position than we were in. It was bad. And I'm not making it up for drama for the show or anything like that. I mean, it was getting hard. It was getting rough here.
I bet it was. Simply Jan Homestead is asking, so do all the extra helpers volunteer?
Yeah. Well, yes and no. Sorry about that. I got a quick slouch in my back that's starting to kill me. Let's adjust the camera for you. Sorry, guys.
Okay, let me ask you another question that I'm sure is on a lot of people's minds here. I have talked with some folks that have walked away from television deals. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying it's that show necessarily, but other types of promotional things, because they felt that that they were not going to be compensated fairly. Now, my question is, and I'm sure a lot of the people in the chat is, did it cost you monetarily for this to occur, or was this kind of all of a gift to you as far as materials and time and labor and so on and so forth, or did they actually even pay you to use you as a subject for the show?
Oh, I didn't get paid. I can tell you that right now. I did not get paid.
Okay.
There's no cash was ever deposited in my accounts in any way, shape, or form.
Okay.
The way we got compensated is the way they explained it, and the way I explained and accepted it is they fixed problems we had, and they got a TV show out of it.
Okay.
And so it was more of a barter deal. You know, I let them do the work on my property. They get a TV show out of it.
Okay.
And they get control to edit however they want. You know, I just sign releases and all that saying, you know, they're not liable for this, that, or the other. And I know a few channels. I've talked to a few different channels offline that were offered to go on the show and turned it down because they weren't getting paid cash. And to them, you know, I get it. If you feel you need to make money off it, that's on you. I wasn't doing this for cash. I wasn't doing this for money. I was doing this so my family could freaking live in our house. So I was at my wit's end. My back's trashed. I couldn't get on my damn roof.
I understand, and I certainly have no fault in anything that
Oh
you've
no,
done.
I'm not.
But I'm a little curious. I'm sure a lot of people out here do have those same questions. You know, they're thinking, okay, you know, what's
Well, I know some guys they'd like to get paid to have someone come onto their show, and that's great. You know, would I love to get paid to have like a Chip and Joanna show? You know, those guys that, you know, they got their own channel now and or network, whatever. And they're doing all those build shows. Something like that would be cool. Hell yeah! But this wasn't that. We weren't expecting this, for one. We weren't expecting to hear anything from them. You know, that was to get a response, and then to get it to where it is and what happened. I need to wake up from the dream, because it's a dream. I don't. It's hard to believe this is really happening.
Well, and then of course I'm sure that another question that some folks are going to have, and I do too, is this the kind of thing where they just issue you some sort of a tax form that, hey, we gifted you some $40,000-$50,000 worth of work on your property, and well, you're responsible to pay taxes on that now as income?
Why would I? I didn't pay any.
It's a gain.
Well, it is, but I didn't get any. I'm
just asking.
I might get a tax. I don't know. I could have to pay taxes. I don't think so, though. I've talked to a couple different homesteaders, Homestead Rescue alumni that didn't have to pay taxes, as far as I know.
Okay.
All the materials they used are donated, and a lot of the materials they used on our build, I had already here.
Okay. And again, I was curious. It was just something.
No, I hadn't thought of that they would consider it like a cash thing to me, and I'd have to claim it as taxes. I'm not looking into that, but I don't believe so.
Okay.
Like a 1099, you mean?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, as a contractor, that very well could be. I could have to pay have a 1099 for it. Even so, I don't care. It was worth it.
Oh.
I mean, for what they did for us, how they helped us. I mean, I'll pay taxes on that. All I got to do is pay taxes on what they did here all day long.
Yeah, and of course you probably will anyway, because I'm sure the tax assessor will come out and say they made big improvements and raise your taxes.
They can try.
So, the property you have, tell us a little bit more about that. How many acres? Is it what's the lay of the land? Just tell us a little bit about your property.
Sure. It's 10 acres. It's all treed. We've got a little clearing area, but not much. I got my own shooting range on my property that was here when I got it. So I got to cultivate that, make that bigger. It's just a small gun range, but I'm going to make it for long rifles now. We are surrounded by national forest and timber company land, so I don't have neighbors really. My nearest neighbor is 5 acres away. My other neighbor is another 5 acres away in that direction. And,
Oh, that would just be so terrible. Yeah, right.
yeah, and the 5 acres are heavily treed. So, I mean, some 5 acre parcels are pretty close together. The only way I can see them is if I take my drone up and get above the tree line.
Cool. They're asking how many chicks you have.
How many what?
Chicks.
Chickens.
We are currently at 114 chickens.
And how many are in the house?
That's what they're hearing.
10 are in the house right now. We got 10 cream leg bars brooding out right now.
Yeah, the folks are hearing them in the background.
Yeah, you can hear them chirping. That's awesome. Yeah, we hear them all night long. Angie, that's like music to Angie's ears when she's asleep at night.
So, what else do you have besides chickens? Anything? Any other livestock?
We've got everything except for the big livestock at this point. We have got So we've got the 114 chickens. We've got two turkeys, 3 geese, 10 ducks, 4 pigs. One of which is pregnant. One's a grow out. We've got 3 sheep. They're baby doll sheep. Those fancy baby doll, whatever they're called. I forget.
Baby doll sheep.
And there's another name for them. That's my son in the background. So we've got the 3 baby doll sheep. One's the father and the mother, and then the baby, and the mother's pregnant again. We got 5 goats, 4 doe that are pregnant right now, and 3 rabbits. No, I'm sorry, 5 rabbits. God, they breed like rabbits. I forget how many.
Do you have plans to get bigger livestock? Any cows or?
So my buddy Chad at North Country Off Grid, he's going to do an epic road trip with his family. They're going to sell their property, and they've got a Highland cow. And so we're gonna foster their cow while they do their road trip and figure out where they're going to go live. And so North Country Off Grid's cow is going to be at my property. Our first goat was from North Country Off Grid as well.
Okay, well, I've opened up the phone lines. If anybody out in the chat would like to call in, ask any questions or how things went, or if you would like to contact this show, maybe he can tell you how to do that. Whatever. If you want to call in and ask questions, the phone lines are open. Scrolling across the screen, and we'll just
kind of don't be afraid. You really can get selected for this.
Okay, and I see that Copper Kettle Farms put in a thing in the chat here that talks a little bit about various tax consequences and so forth. So it kind of depends on how it's set up with the show and all those hundreds of papers that you signed. You don't know what you signed. You might be.
Well, I know their budget isn't that big, and the papers I signed were pretty much the NDA and then the release of liability. But so I had a lot of the materials myself. A lot of the materials they got for the projects were donated, so they didn't. I don't know. I couldn't tell you exactly how much money they spent, but I do not know. A lot of things, services that were provided, were also donated. Okay. So that may be how they get away from having to tax us on it. I don't know.
Okay, Jeremy, over your left shoulder is the design I think that you have for your kind of your icon.
My logo?
Yeah, your logo. There's some people asking, what is that? And well, they're just inquiring about this design over your left shoulder there.
Yeah, that is my logo, like on my hat. It's just the design I made. It's I got this piece of metal. I'm making a sign for our kitchen. God, I'm not going to give you too much, but I'm making a sign for my kitchen. I had a piece of steel. They laser cut our emblem out, and so I got both the cutout and the relief and the however you call that. I got the cutout pieces and the piece I wanted. So I'm making a couple signs. All right. And then that's me. I took a piece of plywood and I took the one part that has the cutouts and I just hit it with the wheat burner torch to see if it burned through, and it did. It's pretty cool. I'm gonna make signs with that.
Okay, and we'll repeat this again because I see we got some people asking what episode and so forth it is. It has not yet been aired. It is scheduled to be aired Thursday night and 2 nights. Two nights from tonight.
Yep.
Did I say that right? 2 nights from tonight?
Mm-hmm.
2 nights from tonight.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so it is season 6, episode 10, if I have that correct.
And it's titled Idaho Death Trap.
And they're asking, what time of year did they come and help?
This was in October.
Cool.
So it was right before winter really hit, and it was really cold while they were here. They came from like Louisiana or something, from like heat, and came up here to like below 0 temperatures. They had a great time.
Well, I know that they did a show. What was it? 20 miles from us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they did a show about 20 miles away from where we were. Of course, we didn't know that they were doing it. The people's house that they worked at they're not YouTubers or, but anyway, we just
What are you guys in?
we're in Ohio.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was that for this season?
I'm thinking it was. I think it was earlier this year.
It was.
I think it was earlier this year.
I wonder which one it is.
If I saw it, I could probably figure it out. And for those of you in the chat, okay, we're going to share with you here later that even if you do not have cable, how you will be able to watch not only this, but you'll be able to watch some other things on your computer or cell phone. If you have enough bandwidth that you can stream a YouTube video, you have enough bandwidth that you can watch this show.
Looks like Angie's in the chat right now. She's at work currently, but Angela Offgrid is my wife.
Okay.
She's in there fielding questions too, so that's cool. She at least popped in one way.
Okay. We're just kind of glancing here.
Good.
And I'll just remind everybody, we do have the phone lines open.
Yeah, Raven's Nature Family Farm. It was the house made out of with the tires.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's correct. Yeah. Yeah. Where they had the little grow area in their living room.
I love the way that was designed. I thought it was really cool.
That would be cool.
Have the garden right there. That's really cool.
Yeah, I thought that was a pretty cool part.
I can't believe nobody has called in. Did I put the right?
Yeah.
Do I have the right phone numbers up there?
You tell us. I don't
It's a
know.
subject matter.
Good heavens! I wanted to kind of monopolize the first little bit of this so we could be sure to ask the questions. I just figured everybody would be calling in. So, all right. So the phone numbers. Yeah, I am broadcasting. Yep, that's the right number. So somebody ought to call. So anyway, Nathan, give it a test. I know you can call. All right. So you would do it again, but would you do it differently?
I would hope I would do it differently. I hope I wouldn't need to have them out here. That was the biggest, is calling someone to need help. I'd rather be able to, get paid, because, someone wants to come film me doing this or something, but it didn't work out that way.
Question, did you learn anything from this experience?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I learned a lot.
Can you share anything you learned?
I probably should have done a better inspection. I mean, and that's on me. To be fair, I was really trying to just get things done as quick as I could, and I assumed a lot of things were right, and that turned out to bite me in the ass. Sorry.
So with, I feel like you're kind of putting all this on yourself, that you felt maybe you were a failure of sorts to have to call.
Well, yeah. I mean, I didn't want to have to call. Our dream was me and my boys to build this cabin ourselves and get it done, and be able to take pride in the fact that we did it ourselves.
Okay, we got a couple we have a couple callers, so let me get one of them in here. This is Daryl. Who's calling, please?
This is Kyle from Trip H.
From Trip H. How you doing?
Hey, Trip H. How you doing, Kyle?
I can't complain. Nobody listens when I do, so.
Thanks for calling in, man.
My question was, as I think most people know now, we're getting ready. We're going to be selling our farm here pretty soon, and we're going to start building a new place. We've been considering applying for the building off the grid. I know it's a different show than what you were just on, but as far as the filming process and all, you think it's worth it on a longer-term project, or is having the film crew there more of a hassle that it would be worth for take building a whole house?
That's a good question. See, that's if you've got the luxury of taking your time on the build, it may be a whole different experience. You know, for one, we were rushed on many levels. There was their time constraints, our time constraints, and the weather. You know, and so if you were able to slow build it and take the time, it'd be totally worth it. I mean, because I don't think they'd be in your face as long. I mean, the emotional roller coasters, that's what gets you.
Really?
Okay, any other questions? Because I've got, all of a sudden, we've got a bunch of people here on the phone lines.
No, I'll let somebody else get on there. I just had that question. I was just curious.
All right, well, Kyle, thank you so much for calling.
We're watching the Thursday.
Thank you so much
Thanks,
for
Kyle.
calling. And
Appreciate the call, man.
Okay. This is Daryl. Who's calling, please?
Hey everyone, this is Brad.
I could tell by the voice.
Who?
Kiss My Grass Acres is her channel.
Gotcha.
I kind of have a question. How would you, like, even put in an application for something like this? Because we have got so much to do around here. My son, well, both my sons are disabled, and I'm in a wheelchair. So how would you even put an application in to get help?
You go to discovery.com / forward or backslash, God, I had it, discovery.com /
Homestead Rescue?
Do you remember, Angie might have it, / casting. That's what it is, casting. And someone from a media organization will reach out to you. It probably won't come from Discovery because it's third-party company that does that part of it, the casting part. I'll give you that much. I'll give you that much at least, that we didn't talk to Discovery until almost a week or two before it was actually time for them to show up. It was all through another casting company.
Did your heart kind of like skip a beat when you realized who it was?
Oh, yeah. That's an understatement. It was prayers answered. It was, I mean, I can't, it was prayers answered 100% because there was no way we could have, we didn't think this would ever happen for us. Not ever. Not in a million years.
We have a few questions here. Do you have to be off-grid to be on that Homestead Rescue?
No, there's people that are on grid tide and all that. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's just, you're homesteaders. There's different levels of homesteading. You don't have to be off-grid to be a homesteader. Russ and Dorothy are off-grid from Dorothy's Hobby Farm. They are off-grid, and they had them out there. But there's I think there was the one previous to ours episode, the one last weekend. I think they were on-grid powered. They just had water issues. Maybe it was the one before. I can't remember.
My sister
one of those water
issues. To put in an application, and I've just been really hesitant about it. You know, I don't know.
So, what's your hesitation? What's your fear?
My fear is called stubbornness.
Hey, I suffer from that as well.
I want to do things, and, because being in a wheelchair, I don't want people to say, well, there she is, she's in a wheelchair, she can't do much. And that is not what I want. I want people to see that we can, but there's just so much to do. And to be honest, we can't.
So, apply. Straight up. What else do you have to live for? I mean, why not? What's the worst they could do? Tell you no?
That's true.
Valid point.
Yep, that's true.
I mean, you got nothing to lose and everything to gain.
Hey, Brad. Just do it.
Just do it?
Just do it.
Just do it.
All right.
Voice of wisdom, Brad.
Red, we got.
Yeah, well, you know me. I can be stubborn. I mean, that's how long it took me to ask for Daryl's help with our banner.
Yep.
Discovery.com / casting or whatever the slash casting. Apply.
There you go.
And
that's
I'm sure
all I can say is that the worst thing they can do is say no.
And Red, I'm sure you can also continue this conversation via email or whatever with Jeremy here as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Anybody, you guys have any questions? on our website, there's a link to our email, but it's ltdogh@gmail.com. It's the abbreviation of our long form of our channel name.
Okay.
Well, I appreciate you talking to me, and I think you kind of talked
Absolutely.
me into it.
All right, Red. Thank you so much for calling. Appreciate you. And we've got a few more here waiting to come on.
Okay, yeah, have a great day.
You
Bye-bye.
too.
Red,
Bye-bye.
bye.
Thank you.
Is it Daryl? Who's calling, please? Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Do you hear me, Daryl?
I can hear you.
Well, that's weird. It said it had 5 people ahead of me.
Well, there's 5 people in the room right now, but as I unmute you, I'm trying to do it in the order that you actually landed in here. So.
Well, fine. I'll take it right on.
There you
This
go.
is Scott from Hidden Valley Homestead.
Hi, Scott. How are you doing?
What up, Scott?
I'm doing great. So I don't have a question for your fantastic guest there, but I just want to shout both you guys out. You guys do an amazing, amazing service to the whole community. And this could not have happened to a better friend. And Jeremy and Angela, they are all about community, and they're as real as it gets. So I wanted to thank you guys for what you do, and just I'll be watching that show for sure.
Thanks, Scott.
Yeah, you're not the only one.
Okay, Scott. Thank you so much for calling.
Oh, you guys will
Hey,
see Scott
have a great
scaffolding
night,
on the
guys.
show for sure.
Well, I'm sorry, Jeremy. Say that again.
You'll see Scott at Hidden Valley Homestead's scaffolding on the show as well. He brought it up to me for our meetup last year and let me borrow it. Marty Rainey climbed all over that bad boy.
It's all about community, baby. It's all about community, helping out a brother, man.
Okay. Well, Scott, thank you so much
Awesome,
for calling.
guys. No problem. Have a good night, guys. Thanks for doing this.
Take
you too,
care.
Scott. Thank you.
Bye-bye. This is Daryl. Who's calling, please?
Hey, it's Crystal from Copper Kettle Farm.
Well,
Miss
hi.
Crystal.
Crystal, how you doing?
Hey, Crystal.
I'm doing great. How are you guys doing?
We're doing just swell.
I'm sitting here on the phone and moderating your chat at the same time.
Thank you.
Well,
you're awesome.
You're multi-talented.
Right. So I had two questions, I guess. I basically wanted to know what made you decide to move into that cabin initially, and I might have missed this if you said it earlier, with it being in the shape that it was. And then the second question is, now that you've gone through this process, do you have any other expansions that you plan to do once the show airs and everybody's kind of seen how far you've come? What's the next step?
Absolutely. So you're probably going to have to repeat your second question because my brain sucks. But my son's over here laughing because he can confirm. Actually, you're going to have to repeat the questions again. I'm sorry.
Sorry, my dog's running around the living room while I ask this again. So the first question was, what made you decide to move into the cabin originally with it being in as bad shape as it was? And then the second was, after the show's out there and ready to go, what are your plans moving forward?
Yeah, so we never moved into the cabin. We bought the cabin. We stayed in it a couple nights when we first bought it, found the leaks, and then we have an RV. We had a 28-foot RV. So I was
going to say you lived in a fifth wheel, did you not?
Well, we went from an RV to a fifth wheel, but yeah, we had both. So that we were in the RVs while we were actually, once it came to the point where we had to move to the property. When we had to move to the property, I mean, the back surgery forced us to move to the property and to step up our timeline of moving out here. Our 5-year plan or 3-year, whatever it was, turned into a let's go now because we've got no other choice.
Okay.
So
okay.
I'll back up a minute. So we bought the property when I had a job making great money. I broke my back, hurt it really bad, had to have my surgery, lost that job. So I had to move from the city where we were paying an exorbitant amount of money to move to our property, which we don't even own the property 100% yet. We're still paying on it. So we still have that mortgage to pay. But so we got forced to move to the property to save expenses and just, because, finances. But we never moved into the cabin until just recently, once the show came out. The plan was to move in. That's when we started stepping up the game and started getting the roof on. Once we found out everything was my back was toast, a lot of my buddies had came out and they helped really get everything up and closed in so that we could eventually move into here. And the plan was get metal roofing on. I had all the insulation, get that in, and we'd be able to move in. It just never got to that point. We never got it all completed.
Okay, and then
going forward, we've
forward.
got a lot going. So since they left, the footage they got, we have to send them follow-up footage that shows what we've done since they left. So they've got that, but we've even done more since then, since that was here. So I got a lot. Can't tell you what we've done and what's coming up, but it is coming up. We've done a lot. We're in this cabin and we're comfortable, and that's leaps and bounds from where we were before this. And then going forward, I've got some big plans. Each one of my sons are going to have their own cabins here. I mean, in our intro video, we talk about that, and that's never changed. Our boys are still going to build their cabins, and we're going to help them do that. We're building an Angie Wallapini greenhouse, and that's been the top of the list forever. Just because of the fact that we're in North Idaho and our growing season is not good. So I need to be able to grow year round, or at least extend the growing season a lot. So we got a lot going on here, and we're doing this all with less than a shoestring budget. I wish I had a shoestring for the budget.
Okay. Anything else, Crystal?
Well, definitely. No, I wanted to thank him for sharing that. That's pretty. I'm pretty excited to follow that journey. So thank you so much for coming on tonight and letting us be a part of it.
I ramble a lot. I apologize.
No problem.
Okay, Crystal, thank you so much for calling. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, let's get another one in here. This is Daryl. Who's calling, please?
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, it's Simply Jan Homestead. How are you
Jan.
guys doing?
Hi, Jan.
Hey, Jeremy. Hey, I had a quick question. Well, first I want to say that I just love Jeremy and Angela. They're awesome people, and they have supported me from the very beginning, and I just thank you so much. So here's my question. From start to end, how long did it take them to complete the cabin?
Say that one more time.
From start to end, start to finish, how long did it take them to complete your cabin project?
The cabin projects?
Mm-hmm. How
7
long
days.
did it take them to complete it?
7 days. They're not lying. They have 7 days. That's it. They kept, and I was like, if you guys need longer, you guys take as long as you need, and they're straight. It's 7 days. They're on a time crunch from our place. They're on the plane to the next place.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So what they do, they do fast. They do. I mean, they had to bust it out, and it's just, Marty's a workaholic. That guy does not quit.
That's amazing. Well, I can't wait to watch the episode, and I just want to say I love you guys, and I'm so happy for you.
Love you too, Jen. Thank you so much.
Jen,
Bye,
thank you.
y'all.
Thank you for calling, Jen. Appreciate you.
All right. Bye, Daryl.
Okay, and we have one more that I'm gonna turn loose here in just a moment. So I just want to let folks know out there, if you want to call in, we are down to our last person online here. This is Daryl. Who's calling, please?
This is Bill, the Cajun Homesteader. How you doing?
Just fine. How are you?
How's it going?
Outstanding. Okay. I got a question. I think while I was on hold, you may have answered it about your growing season. We have like 3 of them down here, and I was curious about what is your peak growing season?
Like the peak months?
Yeah. When do you the snow? We don't have to deal with that down here. So, about what month do you start getting your garden ready and your growing season?
I'm waiting to find out. Last year I want to say it was April before we were able to do anything with any growing. It might have been May, and I could be wrong on that. I mean, it's a very short growing season. So snow flies in October, and it stays till June? No, I'm kidding. In some areas, it seems like
Oh, it sounds like Ohio.
It's a very short grow season. I know that. Angie knows that stuff way better. If she's still in the chat, she'd be able to answer. I build the stuff. I build her dreams, or try to, and then just.
Okay, that's what I was curious. No,
it's a very short grow
appreciate
season. That's why we want to go with the Wallapini.
Okay. I see. Hey, I want to give a shout out to Two Family Homestead. I and a lot of other people appreciate what y'all do. We really
Absolutely. I love these guys. I've been following you guys forever. I mean, when I first started watching YouTube, Two Family Homestead was the first channel I started watching to learn how to make my stuff better.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Awesome
scary.
people.
It's scary.
Okay. Hey, I appreciate y'all. I'll talk to y'all later. Thanks.
Well, thank you for calling. You have a great week.
Okay. You too.
Okay, and there is nobody in line. So anybody wants to call, the phone lines are open. Geez, I had a question. Now I forget it.
Squirrel.
Oh my goodness. Oh, okay. Yeah. How close is the nearest town to you? I mean, if you need to run to, say, the grocery store, is it a 3-hour trip or?
No. So we've got a Safeway that's like 6 miles away.
Okay.
So it's not too far. But if I want to go to like a Walmart, one of the big box stores, that's an hour drive. It's about 48 minutes actually, but if traffic's good.
All right.
But it's usually, because once you get there, then you got to shop around, then you got to drive back. So you're 3 hours of your day typically gone if you're lucky to keep it to 3 hours.
So is it a pretty good sized town where you have some big box stores? You can go to a Lowe's or Home Depot or something and get some building materials.
Yeah, they have yeah. I mean, everybody knows that watch my videos. We're close to Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. We're up in the Panhandle of North Idaho. So those are the two biggest, closest stores, or towns, not stores.
Okay. So I don't know if this is a good question to ask or not, but you know me, I stick my foot in my mouth. That puts you kind of in the neighborhood of Wrangler Star, does it not?
He's south of us a lot. I think he's southern Idaho.
Okay.
I'm not sure exactly where he is, but I'm pretty sure he's pretty far south of us.
I thought he was up in Washington, but maybe not.
Well, Washington, then, yeah. I mean, I think he's southern Washington, or southeastern Washington, whatever.
Yeah. I didn't think he was that far from you, but maybe that's.
I'm pretty much South Canada where I'm at.
Okay. All right.
I mean, I'm like, I couldn't tell you the exact mileage, but we're really close to the Canadian border.
Okay. So you might even be not all that far from Mapleberry Farm. Aren't they out that way?
I think they're on the other side of Canada, the East Coast side.
The East Coast?
Mm-hmm. I think so.
I think they're East Coast, yeah. I could be wrong.
There's a question here. Do you have completed videos just waiting to get published once the show airs? And if so, how many?
So I've got a few. I was just before we started this, I was editing my video for tomorrow. I'm not ahead at videos. I don't have a bunch in the can ready to just go boom and live. I'm still editing as we go because I'm filming as we go and I'm building as we go. So I'm taking this last 4 or 5 days. I haven't done any build around here, any filming of stuff that I'm doing. I've just been editing, compiling and editing because when I first started filming what we were doing out here, it was on game cameras and a cell phone. And then we stepped it up and we got a little action cam thing that's not really a GoPro. And I was storing it. It was like the file names were just weird, obscure things. There was like 207999432. No way to keep track of what's what. So it's been a challenge just finding all this old footage. But it's goldmine because I got a lot of old footage. Uh-oh. Are we there? We're still
here? Still here.
We're still here.
We still have you.
Sorry, if my son's supposed to be watching the generator, if he doesn't have if we run out of gas, I run out of internet. So,
Daryl, you're being asked how they can watch other than on TV because it's after 9 and some of them are leaving.
Okay, that's just what I was going to go to. So
Yeah.
let me pull me on the screen here for just a moment. All right, take a little break, Jeremy.
Okay.
Okay, here's the deal. Let me explain this from the very beginning. I know what I'm about to share with you folks could be considered a little bit controversial, but here is how I approach this. If I'm on my computer and I open up my browser and I go to a website and I just type the URL in and I go to this website, and I don't have to install anything. I don't have to do anything special other than click a link. To me, that's fine. I'm not doing anything illegal or anything like that. And I have a website to share with you folks that will get you cable television channels. So if you'd like to use, matter of fact, I'll type the URL into the chat here.
You can go to the bathroom, get a drink at this point. Daryl's not a fast typer, just letting you folks know.
Okay, the URL has been typed into the chat. It's ustvgo.tv. ustvgo.tv. Now this is a website. This is a website that gives you cable channels. You will get the Discovery Channel. You will get ESPN. You will get Fox. You'll get Fox Sports. You'll get Discovery Channel. You will get all of the.
So you can watch the show on your computer.
Yes.
That's pretty cool. You don't need cable.
Yes. ustvgo.tv.
And that's probably one of the better Tuesday night tech tips that you've given.
Right?
So, anyway, like I said, I don't.
But it's true, Mimsy.
I don't want to get into controversy. People saying, "Well, you're stealing" or something like that. To me, if I type it in and it presents itself, I'm not stealing a thing. So, anyway, let me put the screen back up. We do have another caller. We're going to put them on the line, and I'll repeat that again here in just a little bit. This is Daryl. Who's calling, please?
This is Scott again. I do have a question for Jeremy.
Okay, go right ahead.
So, I would love to hear more of why in the heck you left a cushy, comfortable city life and moved out there and living a dream of what seems to be just a hard struggle. And what the heck, man? There you go. That'll take up the whole rest of the show.
I didn't really have much of a choice. You know, I didn't leave my cushy job for wanting to. I mean, looking back, I wish I could have done it a long time ago, but done it a different way, not be forced into doing it this way. I wish I could have retired from my job or just, whatever. But, I liked my job. I had a great job. I made good money, and it wasn't super stressful. It was just hard on my body. But, I didn't choose this life. This life chose me.
Yeah, I guess I think maybe I mean more of when I not necessarily a cushy job, but just the convenience of being in the city. One of the videos you put out, you were talking about how long it takes to get anywhere and get anything, and just the struggle and trying to get whatever you need.
It's so worth it for the privacy, the peace out here, the peace and quiet, my animals. I mean, that's the reason. I mean, that's the ultimate reason is getting to live this life, this homesteading life, not paying for power bills and all that. I mean, that's the main reason we did it, is to save money. But I mean, we've been wanting to do that for a long time.
Interesting.
I mean, that's the whole reason we bought the property to begin with, is because we wanted to eventually transition to this type of lifestyle. We just got catapulted into it.
There's a lot of people doing that too, huh?
Getting catapulted into it?
No, trying to get out of the city.
I would hope so. Everybody needs to get out of the cities.
Yeah.
Nope. Got to get out in the country. Country life's where it's at.
Very cool.
It's a challenge, but it's worth it. It's rewarding. Some people can get it pretty easy. I mean, it just depends on what level you want to do it at.
Right. You're gonna build your son's cabins out of logs, or what's your idea there?
We've got a few different ideas for the boys' cabins. Micah's, we're gonna do like a Gothic arch style, and Bailey's, he's not sure. We're thinking like almost like Russ and Dorothy's sagebrush sagebrush thing that they built, almost something like that. But we're not sure yet. Bailey hasn't decided. His is the next cabin after Micah, so
that's cool.
The dog's checking out the chickens.
Cool. They
Roxy,
haven't
get
decided
out.
to build a treehouse.
Rox. Sorry.
Cool.
What was that?
All right, guys. I'll let somebody else get on the line.
Okay, well, thank you for calling. Appreciate you.
Have a good night.
You too. Thanks. Okay, and I'll kind of repeat that once again so I see some people are trying to save it and stuff. Go to ustvgo.tv. So ustvgo.tv.
Bailey.
In your browser. This will also work with like a Fire Stick or one of these other devices if you hook that up to your TV.
Like that, guys.
But
1 second.
It does not stream as well through a Fire Stick or external device like that because they don't have the buffering capabilities that like the Google Chrome browser does. So ustvgo.tv, and for those of you with DirecTV or some other form of cable, as you well know, it's very easy to get up to $100 just for pretty much basic television. That there's maybe 1 or 2 shows that you'd like to watch every week, and this would certainly allow you to consider cutting the cord a little bit and saving that money. So
I wonder why the URL is blocked. Sonny's place said the URL is blocked.
Okay, and well, let's go ahead and talk about that for a little bit. If the URL is blocked, that means that your internet provider has blocked it.
Oh, okay. Because I can get it. Okay.
That means your internet provider has blocked it. So here's how you get around that. And I do not have the stuff yet, but we have applied to be affiliates of a couple different VPNs, virtual private networks. So if you install a VPN onto your computer or phone, what that does is that will encapsulate your signal. Everything that you transmit and receive goes to this VPN before it gets to the World Wide Web. They do not track you. It's all it's kind of a big safety thing to keep you hidden. But your internet provider obviously then cannot block that site from you. So there are some VPN. There's some various VPN accesses out there that will give you a seven-day trial or something if you'd want to try one of those. But the URL works. I'm sure there's a number of people in here that have already tried it and it's working for them. My internet provider blocked Teespring. Okay. VPN on my laptop is set to block. Okay, so you have a company laptop that's maybe blocked those, some different things like that. That's a possibility. But
Sean from Nodo Acre says works on the phone.
yeah, it'll work on the phone. It should work on the phone. I do not think Verizon has any type of blocks in it. Just as an example, I don't think that AT&T or Verizon or Sprint or any of those have any kind of blocks like that. Okay, Jeremy, what else you got for us tonight? Since you're not allowed to talk to us, just
I know. I mean, I could talk about something, but not everything. But and it's hard to know what I can and can't say.
Well,
it was huge to be able to even say that we were in the cabin, because we were afraid that we weren't going to be able to talk about that at all.
So, all right, can you share with us? I mean, some of the videos I saw, your cabin was pretty well bare with no roof, I mean, it looked like you were just walking around in a very empty shell. But obviously, you have a roof. You're in a enclosed cabin, so it's watertight. I'm assuming you got heat because you're sitting there without a big heavy coat on. So you must be burning some sort of fire or something. Are you?
Yeah. A couple videos back, I did a wood stove video where I refurbished a wood stove.
Okay.
We've got wood stove heat.
But other than that, you're what about your water supply? Is that coming in the form of a cistern type thing, or do you have a hand pump?
We've had to get water through a cistern. You know, we've had IBC totes. I think I had like 8 of them up here. But we use IBC totes. We were getting water from our neighbors. That's how we get our water right now. Up until the Raneys showed up.
Okay, CGM Farms is asking, how do you like the cabin living?
How do I what?
How do you like the cabin living?
I love it. It would be better if my sons were in their own cabins, but it's awesome. It's making for a very close family.
Okay. And
it's great. I think the hardest part for me right now is that Grandma's calling again.
Can you?
Hardest part is my boys.
Can you share the ages of your boys?
Yeah, 26. Well, you're not yet.
Yeah, I am.
Are you 27 already? Damn. See, I forget.
I forgot.
He's 27, turning 28. I got my middle one's turning 22 this year, and my youngest, the one that's serving in the Army, he turns 21 this year.
Okay, so they're pretty well grown.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh no, wait. Is he 21 or is he turning 20?
Bailey's turning 21.
So yeah. See, Mike has got to fix me. Bailey's turning 21. Andrew's turning 20.
Okay. I really didn't have any information on them, and you and I didn't get a chance to talk a whole lot before we did this tonight. So I hope they're not. I mean, they were certainly welcome to be in there with you.
The boys?
Yeah.
Oh, Mike is. I'm lucky if I can get a video with him in it. He's very camera shy. He hates it when I actually film him. And Bailey, I've got to force the kids to record him typically. They're breaking down more, but a live stream, I mean, I've tried. Mike is just like, no, I don't want to do that. He's a typical kid. I mean, he's 28, but will be 28, but he's actually like he's 18. Oh boy.
Okay. Well, Jeremy, you got any kind of last thoughts here?
Tune in and stay tuned for our live stream. Hopefully, we'll get some more behind the scenes and get that all out to you guys. It's surreal. If you are in need and you don't swallow your pride. If you're in need, apply for the show. I mean, the worst thing they can do is say no.
Sure. Absolutely. Okay. So That'll be Thursday night, depending upon the area, probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 8 or 9 o'clock.
It's 8 p.m. Pacific, so I don't know what it is for you guys, but for our area, they showed at 8.
Yeah, so you're gonna have to, especially if you're using that URL that I sent you, you're just gonna have to tune in early enough. You will find a schedule underneath. So if you go to Discovery Channel and scroll down underneath the little TV screen, you will find a schedule, and you will be able to pick it up as far as what time it is in your area. So again, I'll just repeat that one more time here real quick. USTVco.tv, that's the URL you want. So watch that Thursday night.
I've got to save on mine now.
Watch that Thursday night, and Jeremy,
well, one more. They're asking if you're going to have a watch party for this Thursday night.
We thought about having a watch party and doing it live like that. I wanted to, but a couple of my good friends that have been out here from day one, Matt and Angel, my good buddy, they're having us over at their place for a little get together, just a little, close knit thing. So we'll do it. That's why we're doing the live stream Sunday. I wanted to do a live stream then, but I'd rather. I'm gonna give you some behind the scenes right now. My buddies Matt and Angel were here on the property helping us during the filming, and he may or may not be in the show. I don't know if he's going to be in the show or not with their editing, but it's going to be hard for them to edit him out. He did a lot of work here, and so they wanted to do this little party for us. So we're doing that, and then Sunday we'll do our own little thing.
Well, you've not actually seen the show yet.
No.
So this is a surprise.
I'm going to be seeing just like you guys.
Wow.
So surprise to you too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So Stu and Tony Rinker
Are you sure? Are you sure it's your house Thursday?
I sure hope so. If it's not, boy, I've just let the cat out of the bag, and they're going to really be mad at me.
Now, do they announce on that you have a YouTube channel?
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Because
I haven't seen anybody I haven't seen them do that before.
Yeah. I was just curious because your channel would explode.
That would be cool, but I mean, I didn't do it for any of that. I mean,
I understand.
I mean, that'd be a great side benefit, but that's definitely not. I mean, I know that there was one guy. He's got a YouTube channel that was on the show, but I don't know if it did anything for his channel. I don't know what his numbers were before the show or not. I don't know if that helped him or not.
In plain speaker, no, he has not seen the episode yet. So
no, I'll be just as shocked as you guys. I can't wait to see how it ends. Do we get into the cabin?
I don't know. All right, Jeremy, thank you so much for joining us here this evening.
Thanks for having us, guys, on such short notice. I appreciate it. I'm glad that you guys were able to do this and fit me in. Thank you so much.
Well, after I got your initial note, and then I wrote back, and you wrote back, I talked to Daryl. I said, well, we can do this. He says, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
I so appreciate it. It was really cool. I mean, I've watched you guys, like I said, I've watched you guys since I started doing YouTube, and Daryl's advice on all like the banner layout, the way my page is laid out on my YouTube page, it's all Daryl, 100%. So to be on the show is really surreal. I mean, it's cool to be here. It's cool to be on the other show too, but so it's such a trip.
I understand.
Okay. Couple quick things. Thank you to all our members out there, all of you in green. We certainly appreciate each and every one of you. Our moderators, you've done a wonderful job as you always do. Thank you all very much. Folks,
thanks everyone.
Go check out those moderators. Be sure to watch Thursday night.
Yeah, we couldn't do this without our moderators.
Yeah, be sure to watch Living the Dream Homestead Thursday night on the Discovery Channel. You've got the link. You have no excuse, no excuses. So, anything else?
No.
All right, we're going.
Thanks everybody for having me on here.
All right, next Monday night, folks, we will be having Overlook Valley Homestead as our guests. So everybody, take care. Have a wonderful week. We'll be here Thursday again to do some reviewing the channels. And take care. Have a nice evening. Bye-bye.